Hi, I'm Gord Miller, Environmental Commissioner of Ontario, and I'm here to talk about a new report we've issued called Broadening Ontario's Climate Change Policy Agenda. It's a report to the Ontario government about their success or lack of same in reducing greenhouse gases. It really concentrates on about 5 major policy areas, and I'd like to talk about one of those just in this clip. The issue is the actual targets of the Climate Change Action Plan of the Ontario government. Now, the Ontario government, to their credit, in 2007 came out with this Climate Change Action Plan, I call it CCAP, and it set certain targets for the reduction of the greenhouse gas emissions of the economy of Ontario right through to 2050. And those targets were set in good faith from what was known back in 2007 or what was expected to happen with climate change science. And in that time, it was believed that most of the scientific consensus was that, well, we were increasing our greenhouse gas emissions to the atmosphere of the Earth every year by about 2 parts per million, and we were at about 384 back in those days, 384 parts per million of carbon dioxide. And that could, the belief was they could allow that to slip up to, say, about 450 without catastrophic climate change, without really serious implications. So the idea was for all of us in the world to reduce our climate change greenhouse gas emissions is to step them down, slow them down, and eventually stop them, and going forward to, say, 2050. But things have changed in the last 3 years. The scientific thought and work has gone on, and a new consensus has emerged amongst the better thinkers in climate change science that, in fact, 450 is way too high. We can't let it get to 450. In fact, to long-term stabilize a climate that we would want to live in, we've got to get the atmospheric concentration of carbon dioxide down to 350 parts per million eventually. Now, today, in 2010, it's already 390. So we actually have to, it's not a matter of letting it creep up a little more, slowing it down. It's actually, we've got to reduce our carbon dioxide emissions and so that we can long-term get it below the present concentration. Given that that's the new science, my recommendation to the government is look at your targets, rethink them. They were set in good faith, they were good targets in 2007. Are they really still good targets in light of the current situation that's happening in the world and the current scientific knowledge?